it's very powerful for them to hear the stories of our participants. And I'm like, and I would just walk up to people, etc., and say, and they're like, nope. And so I kept having this conversation over a few weeks with people. And then I thought, oh, okay, let me try and do it.
Ennia Jones is a small business owner in Australia. Ennia, welcome.
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. And I know you're very busy, so thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me. And I am so excited because this topic is like right up my alley. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Ennia, the first question I would love to start off with is, how was your day yesterday?
It was busy.
Really?
It was busy, yes. We are just about to kick off a few programs. And I also work full-time as well. So, yesterday was very busy.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, I'm so excited because we're going to hear all about that. And yeah. And the next question number 2, is what I call a backstory snapshot. Okay. Now, backstory snapshots, I like to think of them as either moments or events from your early years growing up or even from a few years back. Now, these moments and events are more like things that when you look back at them, you'd be like, yes, they have shaped me to be doing what I'm doing today. So what are your backstory snapshots?
I'll have to share 2, I think, for this to make sense. So I grew up in Zimbabwe. When I was in the mid-80s, my parents bought their dream home. And this is coming out of Zimbabwe had just gained its independence in 1980. And, for the first time, Black Zimbabweans could buy homes wherever they wanted, because before there was segregation, you could only buy in these suburbs, etc. So it was really exciting for my parents. They bought their dream home. It had a swimming pool, had a diving board. And I remember being so excited that my bedroom was going to be overlooking the pool. I remember that very vividly. I also remember the day after we moved in, my dad and a few of his friends drained the swimming pool and they dismantled the diving board because he couldn't swim and none of us at that time could swim. Like my brother and I and my mum, we couldn't swim. And I just remember that thinking, I think I remember being a bit crushed, like, oh man, now we can't swim in the pool. But looking back now as a parent myself, I can understand wanting to keep your family safe. So I get that. But that's always stuck with me, that, I grew up next to this massive pool that was just always empty, except for rainy season when we had to empty it out again because of mosquitoes. So I remember that. And on the other side as well, from both sides of my family, I just really remember them being very much involved with their community. Community engagement was just something that was part of our family growing up. Even my grandparents on my mum's side were very involved in their church and community, and the same thing with my dad's side of the family. So I suppose community engagement's always been something that has been installed in my family. And I suppose that's where we end up with this program, which is helping people and men and women from diverse cultures to learn how to swim.
Wow, it is a great backstory snapshot, and it really explains a lot. And I would love to go through all that and unpack it and join the dots and cross the T's, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then you moved to Australia. How long have you been in Australia?
I've been in Australia on and off for about 23 years now. Yeah, so it's been a while. Yeah.
Yes, lovely. And just a quick little sort of divergent here, because I actually met you on social media, me selling hair and skincare, and then you also do something a little bit different as well. So apart from this, swimming business, you also do aromatherapy. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that? And then I can go back around in the loop. Yeah.
Okay. So for a long time, I used to think, what's wrong with me? I'm always doing all these different things, until I came across the word multi-passionate. So I describe myself as a multi-passionate person. I am a qualified aromatherapist. I have my own brand called Floret Aromatherapy, where I make my own essential oil blends, and I've got a whole range of wellness goods that are stocked around Australia, which is exciting. Yeah, and I love it. It's a passion project. I actually grew up in Zimbabwe doing it in Zimbabwe. My family actually owned an aromatherapy business. And so during school holidays, Dad was always like, well, you need to know what the family business is about. So during school holidays, we were all in the shop learning how stuff is made, talking to distributors and salespeople. So that's always been working has always been a part of my family journey as well. I suppose entrepreneurship, I should say. Yeah. And so it's very exciting. I think I have met you in person before, though. I think
yes, we have.
In Canberra?
Yes. I used to live in
Canberra.
I used to live there, but we moved a year ago. We're in beautiful Hervey Bay in Queensland now. So,
that's gorgeous.
I know. But I remember meeting you at one of the Canberra markets. Yes, Handmade Canberra. That's right. But then before that, I met you on Insta, and I followed you, and we both sort of follow each other. But then, what caught my attention was it last year October? Was it October when you started A Splash of Colour?
It was last year February.
Okay. Yeah. So then I think I was sort of on and off Insta for a while, and then all of a sudden it just popped up, and I'm like, oh, Ennia, what is she doing? And then I was like, oh my goodness. So this podcast, I'm feeling so selfish because I wish I was near you. Anyway, let's just go into that.
Okay.
It popped up saying A Splash of Colour, teaching people from diverse culture background to learn to swim. And I'm like, pick me. I'm so far away. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. So I've been obviously following you from Small Business Owners Secrets to Success page, and then from See My Curls. Anyway, and so when I started my podcast, I was like, I have to get Ennia on.
Thank you.
Because I really need all the information I can get, and also to let other people know that they can join you, because what you're doing is so amazing, so exciting.
Thank you.
So let's break it down and start from the beginning. So tell me, when did you have, obviously with your beautiful backstory snapshots, you had that in your mind, I need to do the community thing, swimming, I love swimming. So tell me, when did you have that light bulb moment to say, do you know what? I've got my other business, Floret Aromas. Let me do something else to do with my other passion. Tell me that light bulb moment day that you had.
Okay. So I decided to do a triathlon because I've always wanted to do a triathlon. Not that I'm particularly sporty, but I enjoy cycling and I enjoy swimming, and running is my, we'll get there with the running. And so I gave myself a goal. I said, I want to do a triathlon and I want to do it this year. And lucky enough in Newcastle, where I am, we're really lucky to have quite a few triathlon clubs around town. And they had what's called a no finish lines, no finish times, which is for entry level people like myself. It's a short swim, a short cycle, and a short run. By triathlon standards, it's a short run. And so I thought, okay, I can do this. Let me put my head to it and really train and get in shape and put myself into this program to do a triathlon. And so part of the things that I had to improve was obviously just working on endurance in general. But swimming was one thing where I thought, okay, I'm going to get back into it, because I used to swim quite a bit when I was younger growing up. And I thought, I'm going to get back into it and really focus on swimming and get that going. And so I was really dedicated. I would go to the pool 3-4 times a week, do my laps, do my drills. And they've got quite a few community swimming pools around Newcastle, which is great. And so I would just sort of choose whichever one was the closest, or if I felt like going to this one, I would go to that one, etc. Anyway, so, every pool I'm going to, I'm just noticing, oh, okay, I'm probably the only Black woman here. Oh, that's okay. I don't care. I'll do anything. I'll talk to anyone. I don't care. All right. So, I'd go and do my laps and do my exercises. And one of the swimming pools that I go to is one of the biggest ones in our region. And a lot of people take their children there for swimming lessons. And so one day I'm just doing my laps and I'm like, hang on a minute. Why are all these women just sitting at the side and not in the pool? Okay, I can understand they're probably taking their kids to swimming lessons. And so I just got out the water and I'm like, and I would just walk up to people, like people of color, etc., and say, hey, do you know how to swim? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, are you here with your child for swimming lessons? They're like, yeah, the child's learning how to swim, but I don't know how to swim. And I'm like, oh. And so I kept having this conversation over a few weeks with people. And then I thought, oh, okay, let me try and do a survey and see what the mood is like out there. So I put a survey up on a group that I belong to on Facebook that's about 5,000 strong. And I just put a few questions up, like a poll, do you know how to swim? The group is made up of women from diverse cultures as well. Do you know how to swim? What holds you back? Is it the hair? Is it the body image, confidence? Or it was just such a revelation to read all these comments about, oh, I used to be able to swim, but as soon as I got my period, I stopped. Or as soon as I had kids in stretch marked, I stopped swimming. Or I don't really feel welcome at my swimming pool. Or I'm too shy to be the only one who looks like me. It was just such a revelation. Yeah. And so I don't know. I suppose being a doer, I'm like, oh, we can do something about this. And then I thought, okay, let's just start and try and see what happens. And so I saw some funding, which was I think about $4,000 at the time. And I thought, okay, let's just try and put this together. And I literally came up with the idea as I was typing the application for the funding. Like the program and what it's going to look like, and I do, and yeah, I mean we can go into it in more detail, but that was the light bulb moment for me.
Wow, and yeah, that is so exciting. I am just like, wow, I keep saying more, tell me more. That is so amazing, because I would have been one of those mums sitting there on the side watching my 3 kids swim, which is what I do. I take my youngest, who's 9. His swimming confidence isn't very good, so he's actually learning to swim, whereas my 2 older ones, one 13 and one 15, my husband would take them to the pool and they would swim and I would just watch. And so I did a few times, sort of got into the pool, but just stayed on the safe side where I could touch, the shallow end and touch the bottom of the pool and just have a little splash. But I did not dare go into the deep end because I know I would just go down and drown. So anyway, I'm one of those parents. So I would have definitely told you that, okay, the survey, like I would say, yes, I don't swim. Because when I was younger, and this is like true, when I was younger, I nearly got taken by the waves back in Ghana, West Africa, and I was about 9 or so. So I never really got confidence. And when we moved to Australia, I went, to school, and the swimming lessons the school provided was terrible. As a teacher, I can say that was terrible, and that sort of thing. And so I just did not enjoy swimming lessons at school for school swimming. I would do it because I had to do it, but then over the years, a few friends have sort of tried to teach me. My husband has tried. I just don't like it. Just does not feel good for me at all. But then when I see your posts and all these people from different cultures having so much fun and learning to swim, I'm so So tell me more. All right. So you did a survey. Now you got people, reaction and information, like you were able to read why they did not want to swim and didn't enjoy swimming. So then what was your next thing? So you did the funding. How did you go with the funding? Tell me a little bit more about it, because I know, was it IMB? Is it IMB Bank?
Yeah, IMB Bank Community Fund, yes. Yep.
Yeah, can you tell me more how you went with that funding and how you got all these big, businesses to support you?
So I'm not afraid to ask. I'm not afraid of a no. I think it's so important to not be afraid of a no when you're asking, because if you never ask, you'll never know. And if someone tells you no, that's an answer as well. So that's my attitude when I go out to ask for assistance. So for example, with IMB Bank, I literally came across it just Googling, looking for community funding, community grants. And that came up, and we had to go for an interview. And I say we, I've got a a really good friend who's come on as a coordinator as well for the program. I couldn't do it by myself. It's like the admin side of it is actually quite intense. But everything's a learning curve, and that's good. And so we actually had to go for an interview to the bank and meet the board and talk about the program. And like with the funding we've received, we still have to do what's called like an acquittal. So we need to account for every single cent that we spend on the program, like receipts and everything like that. So, everything has to be above board, and I'm quite happy with that. That we're running an honest program. So it's a lot of looking around for which organizations are happy to sponsor community groups. There's also the legal part of it as well, as I found out as I was doing the program. We've had to consult with a few legal people just to make sure everything's above board, because swimming is considered a high-risk activity. So it's not as simple as I just get some money and then you start a program. There were quite a few hoops that I had to jump through, but like I said, everything's a learning curve, and that's fine.
Lovely. All right. And so you've got those people. So was it West Fund as well, one of your sponsors, and was it Curvy Swimwear as well? So you approached them to
Curvy Swimwear are amazing. I literally went onto their contact us page, told them about the program, and wasn't expecting it, because I contacted them. I contacted a few other swimsuit businesses who I won't mention. I only mention Curvy. And Curvy came on board and loved the program. And so as an incentive to keep people in the program, if you complete your 12-week program with us and you attend every single session, at the end of it, Curvy Swimwear give each participant a $150 voucher to go and buy themselves a swimsuit from their website. So, and they have stuck with us. I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I was just thinking that in my head. It is a win-win.
Yeah, so Curvy Swimwear have been absolutely amazing to work with. I went up to Queensland over the Christmas holidays to Brisbane, and actually got a chance to meet the director. Her name is Marsha, face to face, and we had a lovely meeting and exchanged ideas and charted a way of working together. So that was really rewarding. It's amazing what you can find out there if you ask.
Exactly. So well done on that front. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so you did the funding and got those sponsors. So what was your next step after that? Did you have to hire a team, certified swimming instructors? Tell me more.
So no, I didn't hire a team at the moment. It's myself and my friend Beck who coordinate everything. The two of us. I don't physically train anyone how to swim. I'm more of a connector. So we approach community swimming pools, and we do the recruitment for them. So we'll find the participants, and then they provide their swimming instructors and the venue. But we pay. So we pay for everyone's swimming lessons, etc. So that's how it works.
Oh, wow. So, all right, that's fantastic. Obviously makes sense with funding and sponsors. So individuals, people learning to swim, do not pay anything? Do they contribute anything? How does that work? Now, quickly, if you are watching Small Business Owners Secrets to Success and you have not subscribed yet, please, can I ask you to subscribe and share, like and comment if you can do that, because it really helps me a lot, and it helps spread the word of how small business owners can be supported. So be sure to do that, and thank you once again. Back to the podcast. With funding and sponsors. So individuals, people learning to swim, do not pay anything? Do they contribute anything? How does that work?
It's completely free.
Wow.
It is completely free.
It's amazing. So
I know.
Of course, why would you want to learn to swim? It's free.
Exactly.
And it will save your life. And it's fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, you need to move over to Queensland.
That's the plan. One of the barriers to swimming is the finances. Swimming is quite expensive. And so we looked at all the barriers to swimming, and we thought, okay, fine, how can we address this? How can we address that? How can we address that? So, for example, with the financial constraints, the swimming program is free. It's free for now. We may have to charge a nominal fee as we go, but for now it's free.
Yeah.
We looked at another barrier, which is child minding. What do I do with my children while I'm learning how to swim? So we offer child minding. You can bring your kids, we'll watch your kids for you while you learn to swim. We thought about transport, so we choose places that are near public transport. Like, we've looked at all the different barriers and kind of thought them through. We looked at swimming costumes. We looked at goggles. The biggest one was swimming caps for people with big hair. Yes, and so we managed to find, there's a company in Brisbane called Dreadlock Empire.
Yes, I'm aware of them.
They are fantastic, and they've come on board, and we source really big swimming caps from them, which is fantastic. So, and again, we give those free of charge to all our participants, and we also provide them with goggles. Yeah. So I have literally done my best to remove every barrier. So the only reason you would say no is a diary
You're
class,
lazy.
or a quote, you said it, or someone who's got really severe water trauma. So I'm really trying to make it so you can't say no, but you'll get some people who will still be, a little bit apprehensive, but that's fine. That's human nature.
Yeah. On that note about going, trying to make sure there are no barriers and sourcing out different things. Well done. And I did see on your Instagram post, you actually went into Kmart. I love that post where you were like showing us all the swimwear and all the different colors, and really no excuse. You've done all that research for them. They can go there and get what they want and put it on. Oh, you are just so amazing. Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed. All right.
Thank you.
So then my next question to you is, so when you were doing the survey, trying to find out why people can swim, and obviously I said, I had that fear in me. Did you have like a lot of people saying like they had a sort of like a swimming, like, water trauma? Did you come across a lot of that? Or
absolutely, that has to be the number one reason, which is it's really interesting. So I mean, I grew up in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is quite landlocked. So if we were going to go swim, I mean, obviously we've got community swimming pools, but the alternative would have been like rivers and dams and whatnot, and that wasn't very popular. But I suppose for countries that are along the coast of Africa, or along the coast anywhere, you've got the ocean as well to contend with. And a lot of people who come on board or apply for our program have had water-based trauma. And it's either they themselves have experienced the trauma, or they know someone who drowned in their family. And so the family sort of just said, no one's swimming, no one's going near water because we lost, a family member. Or the one that I really don't appreciate is people who think pushing someone into the water is a good way of teaching them how to swim. I mean, that's just causing, a lot of people just like, oh no, you'll figure it out. I'm like, no, that's just causing trauma. So that trauma is really huge in the CALS community, water-based trauma. So I find myself more and more, especially when we start our swimming lessons, you can tell there's people who, I mean, even the fact that they've signed up is being really brave. Like they just, and then when it comes to the crunch to actually get in the water, they're a bit hesitant. And there's always a group that we have to just really tread softly with them. And it may even take 2-3 weeks for them to be happy in the shallow end. They wouldn't put their head underwater yet, but just to be in the shallow end and the smell of chlorine and to be assured that the swimming pool hasn't got a current underneath, like you're not going to fall. Like some people just need that extra understanding, which is fine. And, we're happy to offer that and work around that. Because I look at all these applicants that come through, and it's brave. It's really brave. It's taking a huge step as an adult to learn how to swim. Because our program is only for adults. We don't teach children. It's only for women and adults.
Wow, that's fantastic. So do you find that like the first week with the swimming lessons, do you have to really, slow down for those people like me? Or like, tell me a bit about the process and how you guys sort of take people through the swimming lessons.
So before we even get to the swimming pool, I do online workshops for 2 weeks with the participants. So we go through everything. We go through what to expect from the lesson, who your instructors are going to be. I touch a bit on self-soothing techniques for those who panic. Because I come from a wellness background, I've tried to make the program holistic. So it's not just about let's get in the pool and do it. We do 2 weeks outside of the pool where we work through all those issues. And then we have 10 weeks of learning how to swim in the swimming pool. And so for those people who have significant water trauma or are quite hesitant, we do split people up by ability, because some people they had swimming lessons when they were young, but they haven't swum in like 15 years. And so they want to just get back into it. So they go in a separate group. We split the swimming pool in different lanes, and we split people by ability. And so the ones who need extra care usually have two instructors with them. And then the ones who sort of just need that refresher and that touch up of confidence, they end up in different lanes and have different exercises and milestones to achieve.
Wow. Well, that is great. And I'm just like, I can picture myself there, doing all the online.
You can.
Yeah, I really can. And I know people listening who can swim, I think, oh, this is, come on, you can swim. But no, there is something deeper than that. And I love that you're being very, holistic about that, with your approach. So well done.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think it will really, really help. And my goodness, I'm just thinking 12 weeks to think at the end of 12 weeks, I should be able to swim. That is such a great encouragement and hope, and yes, I can do this, because over the years I've been thinking I have to learn to swim. My husband's like, come on, you can do it. My kids are like, come on, mum. And I'm like, yes, I know I can. If I can drive, of course I can swim, because driving is harder than swimming, I think. So I'm just telling myself, but I think what you're doing is so important and so amazing. And maybe one day, I might have to wait for you guys to move to Queensland.
That's the plan. We'll make our way up.
Thank you. I just love the whole approach. And I think the other thing for me too, to learn to swim, to go to a swimming pool where, there are kids learning to swim, and then here I am all on my own, big grown up. Kicking and splashing.
That's how I feel when I go. That's how I feel when I go skiing and I have to go to the ski school, and there's all these 7-year-olds who are like whizzing past me, and I have to be like, okay, this is how we stop.
Yes. And I was reading one of your real posts, how you said, learning to swim. I have to be honest with you, you're going to be all over the place. You might, if you look like not look like an idiot, but that's what I'm thinking. You might look like an idiot, doing all this ridiculous movement. But I love it how you sort of reassured people. And I know you probably have that on your website, how, you say to people, this is what we do, and you're going to be fine. We're going to take you through it.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I'm like feeling relaxed right now. I could just be in the pool with you. So
you'd be fine. You'd be fantastic. I mean, I do tell people learning to swim is not the most graceful thing. You see how the amazing professional swimmers just glide through the water. It takes a lot of practice to make it look that easy.
Fantastic.
And I always tell our participants, give yourself, especially the ones who are starting out, don't give up. Because usually people around week 5 and week 6 are starting to, this one comment always gets me, and it comes up every time. Oh, I think I need to lose a bit more weight. And then I'll come back. And I'm like, your weight has nothing
to do with swimming.
To do with learning how to float, learning how to move your body through the water. Your weight has nothing to do with it. So I really try my best to sort of dispel that you need to lose weight stuff. You don't need to lose weight.
That's right. And that flows beautifully with your motto, which I love. Was it everybody is a swimming body?
Yes.
It's the beautiful motto. Tell me, what inspired you to have that as your motto? Because it's really nice.
I think it was just that constant comment that was coming up from our participants. And if anyone's been around a swimming pool, if you hang around swimming pools long enough, you will see every type of body, every type. People who are size 6 all the way, people who are size 20 plus. And people don't care. I think sometimes as culturally diverse people, we're very, I don't know if it's the influence of religion or influence of culture, very body conscious. Oh, my thighs are too big, or my arms are this, and people are going to look at my butt. And I mean, it's just free yourself, free yourself. No one, and I take this nicely, no one's really looking, no one cares. People will probably look at you for like 2 seconds and then move on with their lives.
Exactly. You are so right on that. Everyone's thinking about themselves for sure. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
don't worry. Don't worry. It's
I
just
used,
like
and the reason I say that, I have a massive a strawberry birthmark on my thigh. You can't miss it. Like it's huge. It's there. And for the longest time, I wouldn't wear this and I wouldn't wear that, until one day I was like, I want to wear shorts. It's a hot day. We're in the middle of a heat wave. If some people want to look at it, they can look at it. And
that
so
is
I
right.
did. Yeah, and I really encourage people, like, no, at the end of the day, your body is your body and it's beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
you may have things that you want to tweak here and there. Who doesn't? But at the same time, just accept it. Just accept it. Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that. So on moving on to the next thing. So your wait list, you guys must have a very long wait list.
We do at the moment. So because we're still starting out and finding our feet. We do have we're only operating in 2 centers. We just started our 3rd center this coming, I think in 2 weeks' time they start at the new center, which means we've only been able to take about between 15 and 20 people at a time. The waiting list was up to something like 300, which is crazy, and that includes a wait list for Sydney, a wait list for Brisbane and Melbourne, which is just bizarre because I think it's been word of mouth that has spread around, which is fantastic, and B, it's just representation matters.
Yes, it does.
Representation matters, and I think it's the fact that I'm a person of color asking them to learn how to swim. And I think that's made a big difference. People can say what they want, being woke or whatever, but representation does matter. It does matter who you see in those leadership positions and how you interpret what they're saying. So I think that's been a huge part of it, I think. And also I think people just do want to learn how to swim, but in an environment where they know they're culturally safe. So part of it as well is I also do a workshop for the swimming instructions. I've developed a cultural competency course for them, and I go through what they can expect from our participants, and you find that it actually helps them to be more empathetic, and they're like, oh, okay. And so I discuss things like, if someone doesn't make eye contact with you, it's not being rude. It's just you are in a position of authority and they're listening to you. Direct eye contact is seen as a challenge. They're not ignoring you. Little things like that, so that our instructors are also, have got that confidence to deal with people from different cultures. And it's amazing how what part of the feedback that I get from the instructors is that they learn so much about different cultures and different people from the program. So, I mean, the instructors benefit and our participants benefit. It's a win-win.
It is. Well done. And I was actually going to ask you about the feedback especially feedback from the participants who've learned to swim. Tell me some of your favorite feedback that you've received.
There's one that sticks with me, and I think the first time I read it, I burst into tears. Good tears. They were happy tears. This is a lady who, she's in, I'm going to say early 50s. And she said, I never, ever thought that I would learn to swim. I thought it wasn't for me. I had a near drowning experience and I just had given up on water. I was so scared, but I've turned around. I did the 12 weeks. I am now confident, and this is the best part, I'm now confident enough to enroll my children in swimming lessons. So she hadn't even enrolled her kids in swimming lessons because she had that fear. And so one of the outputs of this program is just you as the parent become this positive role model for swimming, which is great. And so she's enrolled her children in swimming lessons, and they're doing. I think they started late last year, and I keep in touch with her. And that's probably my favorite one. I'm like, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Mum's doing great. The kids will do great.
Oh, that is fantastic. And I know you've got lots and lots more wonderful reviews and feedback from people. So you know what you're doing is just like, again, I'm just going to say it again. It's amazing. So good on you. And I'm definitely going to put my name down for the Queensland playlist, because I think just to be amongst other people who are learning to swim it's like a great way of doing it. It's not just me. And of course, we can cheer each other on and support one another. So I think I will wait because I really need this.
And I just need to let people know that just because I'm an African woman doesn't mean that the program's only for African women. It is literally culturally and linguistically diverse. So I think last year we had 18 different countries represented. So and this is countries from Africa. I think the most exotic one has to be one of our participants from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Who's joined the program. Hong Kong, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Colombia, Peru, South Americans. So it's a complete melting pot of people, which is fantastic.
Yeah, well, that is great. I was going to ask you to tell me some of the countries, but so thank you for going into that. Yeah, wow, amazing. So, and I know on your Instagram reel, you put down that you guys are going to be doing starting programs for men as well in early 2024. How's that going? Hi there, just a quick little word from our sponsor. Now, as you know, I'm a small business owner and this is my small business, See My Curls. So basically, See My Curls, my small business, sponsors this channel. So if you have wavy hair, curly hair, coily hair, or locks, and you like to try some natural, handmade, and organic products, be sure to check out seemycurls.com.au. And I hope that will inspire you to continue your curly hair journey. And yeah, let me know how you go. You can either follow me on my See My Curls Instagram page, or you can follow me at my Instagram page as well for these channel. All right, back to the podcast. Programs for men as well in early 2024. How's that going?
So this is actually hilarious. Some of the women who finished our first program, like obviously the husbands knew and the partners knew that they were coming for swimming lessons. And then they turned around, they're like, what about us? Like, why are you leaving us out? So we're trialing it. But there's only so many places I can be in. So we are looking for volunteers to come on board to do, and volunteers would be like ambassadors for us. They won't be in the pool teaching people how to swim. We sort that out. They would be helping us with, admin behind the scenes, taking roll call and etc., making sure people are at the right venue. So the men's program, men have been putting in their expressions of interest on the website, which has been fantastic. And we're just waiting to tee up a time in a venue and sort of logistics, I guess, before we can kick that program off. And I do need to note that even though I've used men and women, it is men, women, and everyone in between. And like everyone is welcome. Yeah. I completely understand. Yeah. Oh, wow. Now, the next thing I'm very excited to ask you about is your lovely interview with the ABC radio. And I'm sure that probably brought in a lot of people because they were able to hear more about it. So tell me, how was that experience? It was just very exciting. And again, this was made possible through IMB Bank Community Foundation. I was the keynote speaker. They asked me to be the keynote speaker for the launch of their community foundation programs, which was fantastic. So I got to go down to their headquarters in Wollongong and do the keynote speech there, which was a really good opportunity. I got to meet some amazing people, and it was really good to meet the board and thank them in person. And so the day after the keynote, I had to do the radio interview. It was really exciting. Like I listened to the DJs in the morning, the ABC Newcastle station. So it was really good to go in and meet them in person and get I think it was 3 or 5 minutes of fame with them. It was a really good experience.
Oh, well done. Yes. Oh, that's super exciting because I was reading that on your Instagram reel and I was like, yay, well done, congratulations, and oh, fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
So Ennia, so we've talked about all these wonderful things, which is fantastic. What are some of the challenges that you've had to face, or if any?
There's been a few challenges. I think
Mm-hmm.
mainly social media.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with people who don't understand why the program is only for culturally diverse people. I think there's the Royal New South Wales Life Saving have a statistic that 1 in 4 drownings in Australia is a person of colour or a person who was not born in Australia. And generally around, especially in Western countries, you'll find that people who are ethnic minorities or people from diverse cultures are the ones who are overrepresented in drowning and water-based incident statistics. So, I've faced a bit of backlash, I guess, on social media here and there. But that's to be expected. There's quite a bit of ignorance out there, which is really scary. People saying things like black something to do with bone density for black people, and that's why they don't swim. I'm like, or they can't float. I'm like, geez, your ignorance is showing.
My goodness.
So dealing with stuff like that, I suppose, has been an unfortunate challenge. But that is why we're here, breaking stereotypes and just giving people an opportunity to learn to swim.
Yeah.
One of the other challenges, I guess, has also been the administrative side behind the scenes. And like I mentioned earlier, like the legal things that I've had to learn, etc. Finding an appropriate insurances to cover us. So there's been a lot of that in the background to think about and learn. But yeah, it's a challenge. It's okay.
Yeah. So I guess this really flows into the different type of hats that you have to wear, and you said it's you and your other team member.
My friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between the two of you, you guys are probably wearing many different hats and many different responsibilities you need to sort of take care of and cover, right?
Yeah. And I think that's anyone who runs a business.
Yes.
I think I've got that advantage of having been a small business owner.
Yeah.
And like you're putting the labels, you're doing this, and you're the marketing guy, and you're the logistics person. So I suppose that experience has really helped with this project. That I'm quite used to having lots of different hats on, and it doesn't faze me. It's just you put your hands in there, and you just get stuck into it, and you do what you need to do. So
Fantastic.
this is part of it.
Yeah. So on that note, with social media, have you found being on Instagram, is that like your best, or is it Facebook? Is it your best sort of way of reaching out to people or people finding you guys? Tell me about
Instagram has proved to be the best because I think Instagram has better support against sort of harassment and stuff like that. I did think about doing a Facebook page and I thought, nah, I can't. It's too much. So on Facebook, we have a private group where I just share things. I just share inspiration and encouragement with the group, and also I suppose when sessions are on, etc. But I found having the private Facebook group has just been it's a safe space for people to go to. And, even if there's a picture of someone in their swimming costume, it's not going to be shared. People aren't going to be mean and say mean things. So, I'm happy with the way that it's set up at the moment.
Fantastic. That is good. It's always good to create that safe space for everyone. So good on you for knowing which social media platform to use, your different way of reaching out to your clients, I guess. And talk about inspiration. I really love this one that you put up on Instagram.
You've been studying my posts.
Yes. Being a teacher, coming from a teaching background, my research.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, so I love the one with I think Amy. Is it Amy Chow? How did she say her last name?
I think, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay, good. Because she this quote you put up is, do you know what a foreign accent is? It's a sign of bravery. And I love that. Tell me why you decided to share that with your followers.
I work in a place where there's lots of different people from different cultures, and there's been incidences where someone we have to do group work, or you go to a workshop or something, and you can tell someone's got the intelligence, but it's just the English that is not as fluent, or easy to listen to. And so for me, I mean, people will get up and share findings or group findings with, English is probably like their fifth or sixth language. And for me, that's just like, wow. I like languages. I speak three languages myself. But it's like, that is just such an amazing thing for me. Like, you've gone to try and learn someone else's different language, and you don't just learn a language, you learn mannerisms, you learn culture, you learn isms about different people. And so I saw that quote, and I just loved it. I thought, yeah, that is so true. And I just need people to know that whatever your accent sounds like you are so welcome at a Splash of Color, because that will never be a barrier for us. If we have to hire an interpreter, we'll do it.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that is a great attitude. And it does really, again, you're being very inclusive. So it's a great way of letting your clients know that they can come here, they can be safe. So yeah, all hands up for that. Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
So moving on to the next thing, which I'm super excited to ask, is the name for your business, Splash of
Yes.
Color Swimming. Tell me, how did you come up with that? Because it's just beautiful.
I thought, well, it's, we literally are people of color, and we're adding a splash of color to the swimming scene. And that's pretty much it. Like, I was just thinking of names, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice, just adding a splash of color. And I like wearing color.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in black and white today, but I do like wearing color. So why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Lovely, lovely. And then the other thing I want to move on to is the awards ceremony that you guys do. I think that's just beautiful. Tell me.
We like to
Yeah.
celebrate. We love to celebrate our participants. We absolutely love to acknowledge all the effort they've put into the program. And so at the end, we have what's called a graduation ceremony. We get a little bit of catering, and we present them with medals. We've got medals made up, present them with medals. It's just really like a really beautiful way of closing up that session. And what really inspires me is how the group then gets amongst themselves, and then they sort out where they're going to keep swimming and meeting up amongst themselves independent of the program. And I mean, that's that social inclusion, community engagement aspect is one of the best outcomes as well. But yes, and I do a little speech, and we usually have one of our sponsors come to the graduation event, and it's very powerful for them to hear the stories of our participants. It's proved to be a really good way to wrap up the program.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's beautiful. I mean, what a, fantastic way of finishing off something that they thought they could never ever do.
Exactly.
You've done it, and here is proof. You can be proud of yourself. So,
Exactly. And their family and friends get to come along as well, which is
yeah.
really inspiring. Yeah.
Oh, great. I love that. Yeah. So, Ennia, tell me a day in a life. What does your day look like? Because I know you have to like split yourself or into your other business as well. Tell me, what a day in your life look like for you? Because I can just imagine you just going all over the place, but in an organized manner. So tell me.
It's organized chaos sometimes. I like to wake up early. I'm a morning person. So I usually wake up around 5, and I do my emails in the morning, or if, there's work to be done, I try and get my emails out pretty early in the morning. And then I get my kids to school. I work, so I go to work. While I'm at work, I'm really lucky that I get a decent amount for my lunch time. So usually my lunch hour, I'm back on my emails, like in my personal emails, answering things, organizing things, and then finish up at work about between 4:30 and 5, and then head to the pool. So I work really near a swimming pool, so head to the pool. If the program is on, then I'm there with the program, greeting people, making sure everyone's okay. And then we get down to the pool, and yeah, I'm usually there at the side of the pool, encouraging them, if you want to call it that. Come on, kick your legs, and lift your butt. You can learn. You can do it. And that's my day when a program is on. But most of it, I must say, most of the work for this program happens behind the scenes, in administration, and connecting with different partners, looking for funding. So that keeps me quite busy behind the scenes.
Yeah, that is a lot, and you're doing so well, because as a mother, like just being a mum, that's enough, isn't it? They know.
It is. I'm so lucky to have a supportive husband, and yeah. I mean, my children are primary school age, but they're not bubs anymore. Like they're sort of older primary school age, and they come swimming too. Like, they know what mum does, and obviously they're avid swimmers. They didn't have a choice in that. They swim too. Our youngest one has actually gone to like national finals and state finals. Yes, this is really encouraging. Really happy for her. So everyone swims in our house. Even my husband swims. Everyone swims. During the school holidays, if they're a bit bored, be like, okay, let's go to the pool. Let's go and spend a few minutes in the pool or something like that. So
yeah. That is great. So you said that your husband is very supportive. Your family, they're all very supportive of you. That is great, because that makes it exactly. Yeah. Just takes a little pressure off, and you can sort of delegate things, and it really makes a big difference. So, that's a good to hear. Yeah. And moving on to the next thing. This is work-life balance.
Okay.
Yeah. Before you told me your day in a life, that is very busy, but obviously, how do you like to relax? What is your balance? What does it look like?
My balance is a few things. So in order to maintain a work-life balance, I mean, work-life balance, you and I both know, Ruth, it's it's more like a work-life juggle.
Yep.
It's a work-life juggle, and some days are better than others, if I'm being completely honest. Outsource as much as you can. So we're still working on that. We haven't outsourced too many things, but we need to outsource a few things. I think as the program grows, and for us to keep our sanity, we're going to outsource a few things. Delegate. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So I've got a really good friend who is very good with business administration, all the legal stuff and the register with this and whatnot. She's really good at that. So I haven't been afraid to reach out to her and say, I need your help, because I need to know this and this. Do we need to be registered with this department or that department? And she's been fantastic to just give me the information I need and I'll help you out. So that's been fantastic. Call on people around you. You'll be amazed. People are actually willing and happy to help. So don't be afraid to call on people around you. And know when to say no. Know when you're like, you know what, I've had enough today. I may not respond to that email for 2-3 days because my brain just needs a break, and don't be afraid to take a break. I love getting a massage. I love being pampered. So once in a while, I'll treat myself to that. And what else do I like to do? I like to watch lots of murder mysteries. So I'll switch off and watch a murder mystery. Yeah.
Oh, I like that you have so many different ways of relaxing and chilling, and I definitely did not do that with my small business. When I started, I was just working. Even my husband would say, have a break, do something else. I was like, no, I still need to do a few things. And it's just been last year that I sort of started to actually have a proper balance and, do sports. I joined,
Good on you.
like my daughter and I did OzTag, different teams.
Awesome.
So we did play each other's team, which was fun. And this year I've just started hockey. And you know what? The last time I played hockey was like 20 plus years. So,
what position are you? What position are you?
Well, the team that I'm going to be joining, they're going to suss me out. But normally I've done centre forwards, that sort of, at the front position.
I used to play hockey. I was a left back. That was my favorite position at the back there in front of the goalie. I really enjoyed it. But I haven't played hockey in, oh gosh, it's been a while. Yeah, I'll good on you.
Thank you. So that's like my little way of just winding down, just not thinking about anything, because you really have to be in the moment, right? You can't be thinking, I need to order a few this and that and make products. No, you don't. You can't do that. So I'm really excited. So I just have to make sure I stick with it, because yesterday was the first training day, and oh my goodness.
We need to stretch before we do these things.
Oh yeah. No, it was all fitness. We didn't even touch the ball or use the hockey stick. Nothing. It was just run. So I'm like, I better get back into my skipping game. I better get up and wake up at 5. Normally I'll wake up about 6, but I'm like, I have to wake up now at 5, go for a run. I really need to lift my game. So
oh, good on you. That's exciting.
Yeah, so very, very good on you for having all these different things to balance your life. So, yeah, it's needed. Well, the other thing I was going to ask you, this is really for me, Okay. So I think I have what you call a swimmer's ear, where you get so much water in your ear. I really dislike that. So normally after, when I used to swim, I would come out of the pool and then I'll start doing that dance where you like to get the water out. And I know some people put in like an ear plug or something, but I just, again, that noise, it just sounds really annoying to me.
Yeah, and then if you put earplugs in and you're in a swimming lesson, then sometimes you can't hear the instructor clearly. So there's some over-the-counter drops you can get that you put in your ear that help you with water buildup in your ear. But I would recommend you go and see your pharmacist and just ask about the drops. But I know swimmer's ear is a big thing, and sometimes you just have to kind of go through it and maybe it gets better. But again, just go and see your local pharmacist and ask them what they can provide over the counter.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely do that, because I don't want that to be my other excuses to not swim.
But, fair enough. I should do a post about that. I'll write that down.
Please do.
I will.
I will. So anyway, we're getting close to the end of our beautiful interview. Is there anything that I have not asked you that you would like to add?
I would like to encourage people to learn to swim. It's not so much about the leisure aspect of it or the physical fitness size of it. It's also the safety part of it. I think in the last 2 weeks, there's been drowning incidents going off ABC News. I think 4 people lost their lives in the ocean off the coast of Melbourne, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there were 4 Indian nationals. And there was another sad story in Tasmania where a young man was sitting at the wharf with a friend or a colleague, and someone came and pushed them in the water because they wanted the lady's handbag. And unfortunately, this young man drowned. And whenever I hear stories like that, I'm like, oh, there's just so much work we need to do within our communities. And I think he was an Indian national as well. And it's just very sad. And, you think of his friends and his family and all the potential that's lost. And so I just really, I don't want to scare people to learn how to swim. But I just really want people to think about it and to it's the skills that you never know you'll need sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you can do something about it, then please, please, even if it's not through our program, please, please enroll and please learn how to swim. Please. That would
Yeah.
be my plea for people. Yeah.
Oh, well, that is a great advice. That is
Mm.
very encouraging. And yeah, I am definitely going to lift my game and get going. And I will be joining you guys when you come to
Yes,
Queensland,
definitely. Yeah.
because I think all these years I just needed a different perspective on learning to swim, or a different
Yeah.
approach, I should say, learning to swim. And I really like your approach very well. Yeah.
Thank
Well, and the
you.
other thing too that I was going to say, so you've just opened up your new location in Charlestown, is that right? How's that
Yeah.
going? Or you haven't quite opened the doors yet?
We haven't quite opened the doors yet. We're still doing the
Yeah.
online workshops for that group of people, but
Yeah.
I am very excited for them. And
Yeah.
I think next week I get to do the cultural competency training with the instructors, so I get to meet them face to face as well, and get to have that chat with them, which will be really exciting. And I always walk away with it just really encouraged, and it's a good thing. So I'm very looking forward to seeing how this new location will work for people who live in that area. And it's given us a really good blueprint of when we, finally do expand the program beyond Newcastle, or the Hunter region, I should say, how we should run it, etc. So it's been a learning curve since last year, February. So it's been a good time.
Yeah. So within a year, you guys have done so much. You've done a lot. You've covered
We've had 70 participants since we launched last year. Yeah, and we're hoping we can at least double that and a half for this year. But we'll see. We can only try.
Well, keep up the good work. I am
Thank
super,
you.
super excited and proud, and I think everybody should. This video needs to go viral, so you can help all these people find out. We can all, join your wait list, and you guys are going to be so flooded with all these people wanting to learn to swim. It's just going to be amazing. We can share all our stories of how we've, overcome our fears and insecurities and things, and just learn to swim. So
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much for thinking of me and for the platform, the opportunity. I'm so very grateful, and I love what you do. I wish I could be interviewing you, actually. You've got a story to tell.
I do.
So thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So as we getting close to the end, we've got like about 2 or 3 minutes left. So with my Small Business Owners Secrets to Success podcast, every guest gets to leave an inspiration word for the next guest. And so the guest that I had before you, her name is Ashley, and she's a soap maker. She's in the United States, and she left you this beautiful word of inspiration. And the amazing thing is, each of the inspos left by the previous guest really ties in with the next one, just like coincidence. It is beautiful. So I am going to play this one for you.
We all start out as beginners. We all start out not knowing how to do something, but just keep moving and you'll figure it out.
That's really, really poignant. That's lovely.
Yeah, because obviously with the swimming, you tell people learning to swim, you can do this, keep going, you're going to be able to swim, just move your legs, kick your legs or whatever. So I guess it really does tie in. So, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, so Ashley did a really good job with that one. So on that note, it is your turn now to leave a word of inspiration for my next guest. And I'm just waiting to hear back when I'll interview them. So you don't know who they are, so that's great. Mm-hmm. So what would you like to leave for them? Beautiful. Wow. Ennia, thank you. Now, before I let you go, the last thing is for you to tell us where we can find your social media network so then people can connect with you.
Thank you. So if you would like to be considered for a spot on our program, for our Learn to Swim program, please go to splashofcolorswimming, all one word, .com.au. We have an expression of interest form on our website. Fill that out, and as soon as we're available in your area, we'll be in touch with you to confirm times and dates, and if you're still interested in learning how to swim. You can find us on Instagram at Splash of Colors Swimming. That's our handle. The Facebook group is a private group, and I can give you that address once you join the expression of interest form. We also, if you're in a position that you want to donate to what we're doing, you want to support us financially, we have a GoFundMe page as well, which is linked from our website. We will never say no. We will always welcome any assistance we can get, because swimming lessons are expensive. And so any financial support we can get would really, really be welcome.
Perfect. Thank you. And what I'll do is I'll also include those links in the description for people watching on YouTube. And this is also going on to Spotify, so they will be able to hear all that as well. And
fantastic.
As well. So Ennia, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate this conversation. I can say it was a very selfish podcast because it's really to help me, but I'm sure it helped.
No, not at all. Not at all. Thank you so much, Ruth. Like I said, thank you for the opportunity to be on your platform. So very grateful.
Yeah. Well, you take care, and I'll definitely be seeing you on social media. Okay, Ennia?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye.